All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Catfish Weekly. I'm the host with the most. I'm the Chad, and I got these other two losers tagging right along with me, always on my coattails. As always, we got the OG Lyle Stokes and Josh from the Weekend Angler. Welcome,
There you
fellas.
go.
All right.
One heck of an intro.
I know. I got to talk myself up. I mean, I'm every week I'm falling lower and lower on the favorite son list. I'm pretty sure that the pet cats that are out back of Lyle's house are above me now on that damn list. At this point, I'm just like, whatever. All right, let's get real quick. I'm going to go ahead and we've got some tournament results, and then we'll say hi to people in chat. But we had the Rising Sun tournament here in Rising Sun, Indiana this past weekend. Dee and I went down and watched away in both days, and yesterday we were accompanied by the Chris Lee and the amazing Miss Telly. They came down and watched, and it was a great tournament. They had 884 boats launched this year, but we're going to go with the top 5. I think they paid out the top 20 this year, or top 24.
Wow.
Yeah, so good payouts. But in 5th place, we've got Arthur, Holcomb, and Breedlove, weighed in 142.35 pounds. In 4th place, we've got Islet and Harden at 143.83. So just over a pound, about almost a pound and a half difference there between 4th and 5th place. In 3rd place, we've got Wagler and Stoll with 144.78. In 2nd place, we've got Browning and Loudermilk at 161.56. And in 1st place, Gabbard, and Taylor, 232 pounds, 232.41 pounds. And they also had the big fish. So they won 10 grand for the overall tournament and another 5 grand for the big fish. So they took home 15 grand. And Josh, Lyle, you want to hear something interesting?
Tell me.
They got into that tournament for free by buying a boat at Not Marine that was for crappie fishing. They're crappie fishermen.
Wow.
And they went out there and whooped it. They had 99.77 the first day and 132.64 the second day, and a big fish of 49.86.
Wow.
Nice. They're on fire.
That is
congratulations to them. And I also ran into our buddy Ryan Bortz, who took home the kayak championship for their kayak tournament series that they do. So he beat out Justin Johnson yet again for the series. So congratulations to our buddy Ryan.
Good job, Ryan.
Happy for him. He done a good job.
He's an all right fella. All right. Well, let's say hi to folks in chat, shall we? Lyle, you want to do it, or you want me to? You want Josh
No,
to?
go ahead. I'm typing stuff out to everybody in chat.
You pretty well said they're using crappie for bait.
All right. Well, Josh, you're playing with your sinkers. I'm gonna mute you.
That'll work.
All right. We'll say hi to people in chat real quick. We got Mike Sampson. We got member Big Wrench Catfish and Bugman 22, Matt from Wanna Be Outdoors, Catfish Weekly, Mark Barnum. I can't believe Catfish Weekly ain't a member of their own channel. What a bunch of crap that is.
Really?
Member Uptown Chrissy Brown, Mr. David Smith, member Danny Stone Outdoors. Danny, I texted you today and you didn't text me back. I'm mad at you. We got Dave Garshar. Member Get Hooked on D Fishing. She's pretty awesome. And it would be great if she would look at those boats again online and make a date with me. Crappie Day Fish Sean. Wabash Nate. Fish in the Mid-South. Whisker Dreams. My buddy Ricky. Good to see you. Did that flashy thing. All right, we got Mr. Dave Funk. Pontoon Jody Catfishing. The Bullock Experience. You've given Josh nightmares for the last 3 days. That you were He's still thinking the Saturday was a dream, Kelly.
Yep.
Let me scroll down here. We got Small Water Charters, Bumpin' Mike Greenwell, SS Jello Chicken, Mad Catter Catfish. And what's going on, Richard? Hope you're doing good. Oh, you know what, Kelly? I don't think I got to talk to Lyle. I haven't talked to him because he had cell phone signal problems, and then we never caught up over the weekend.
It overheated.
Yeah.
Right there at the end, it got hot.
AKA.
Never did come back on.
Yeah, Lyle overheated.
Yeah, Lyle overheated.
I'm not scrolling here. There we go. Got it working again. Let me scroll down here a little bit. We got Northwoods Angling. Who's he calling boys?
I don't
know. I'm a man, Luke.
That's not Luke.
Northwoods?
No,
he's
that's
on
not
rods and
reloads. I know he's rods and reloads. He's also Luke.
I think that's Jacob.
I think he's got one of his dad's favorite son. I don't know how many channels this guy's got.
He's got a bunch because we always time him out. So.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's right.
Not we. I have not timed Luke out just so we can go ahead and get that cleared up.
I have.
Size matters. Well, he thinks that's me that's doing it. It's not.
Size
matters. Catfish.
Out by me.
I mean, he's my favorite brother.
Oh, here we go.
We got Troy from Real and Virtual Outdoors. Stand 3 won the monster hunt this weekend.
He says, "Yeah, that was me. I was on the wrong channel."
Told ya. Nobody ever believes anything I say. Yeah. That's what Kelly said behind the scenes, Lyle.
You say that to me in person, and we're going to have a problem. I'll tell you right now, that's the lowest form of. That's the worst thing you could call somebody. That's
you know what I'm going to do right now. We'll see Kelly in 5 minutes.
Oh, Kelly got timed out.
Kelly got timed out. 205 Wild Action. Mark Barnum.
Man, can't even catch a fish.
Look, you done went and got him round up. Where's my reel at? I'm gonna need this tonight. The lovely Miss Cindy Stokes. Oh, Lyle, read this message.
Wednesday morning this week is the only time I have available, Chad. Is it a date?
There you go.
Well, is it? There you go.
On my calendar, baby girl.
Hey, you better go live so I can help you out with that.
Hey,
yeah, go live. We'll help you spend your money.
Oh, I don't need no help with that. Buckeye Catfishing. Jim was down there at the weigh-in on Sunday. We sat and talked to him for a while. Got Nubby's Catfishing. Parker Pursuits, the $1 Million Man. Outdoors in Indiana with Dave Scott.
Does anybody know right offhand where Jerry's view count is now?
It was like 2.5 million last time I asked him, but
really,
let's just take a look.
That's
I haven't
awesome.
watched this channel in a long time, but I'll look.
Since yesterday. Hey, there's Outdoors in Indiana with Dave Scott.
Yep, 2.5 million views.
Wow, that's amazing.
Can you imagine that? He made $1.25 million off of that, I bet.
I bet he did.
That's awesome.
Real-time catfishing.
That's my hero.
Stand 3, Fishing the Rut, Buckeye. Did you say Chrissy Brown?
I did.
I thought you did, but she deserved being said again.
Brown.
That's right.
Chrissy Brown.
And Mike Greenwell.
Yeah, looks like everybody I'm seeing on here 922 crappie barbecue.
Nubbies. I think pretty much got it covered.
We got it covered, I believe, for right now. 57 awesome people in here right now, and we have only 22 thumbs up. I know you guys like 2 stands, but let's go ahead and get that thumbs up a little bit there. Appreciate you very, very much. As always, we got a great topic tonight. We've got sinkers. Everybody likes sinkers.
They do. Yeah, it's something that you got to have.
It's a
Yeah.
necessary evil. I mean, there ain't no way around it.
That's right.
I'm ready.
For
Hook, hook, hook.
here we
That's
go.
all I'm gonna get. That's all you're gonna get out of me tonight because I'm in the house and I wasn't exactly prepared to make molds. But I'm gonna help out with the conversation because Josh is gonna be our lead man tonight.
Yep.
Oh, gee.
What's up, Shawnee? Shawnee T. All right, boys. Well, let's get into it a little bit there.
Well, the first thing is safety.
Yeah.
Before we start talking about melting and gathering and sinkers and molds and stuff, people need to understand that lead is highly explosive with water.
With water.
Oh, yeah.
Even a bead of sweat off of your forehead will cause you grief.
Yep.
It is very explosive when water hits it and it's at its melting point, and it will burn you deep, wide, and continuously until you get it removed from your skin,
Yep.
which a lot of times means you got to just reach down and pull it off. Look at there,
Mhm.
Christy Brown, member for 27 months.
And it's going to take skin. If it lands on you molten, it's going to take skin when you pull it off.
It will, and it'll ruin every piece of clothes that you have on if you let it splash on it. So don't
Parker,
ever.
we'll talk, Parker.
You can't let it sit on your clothes because it'll ruin your clothes. But worst of all, it'll burn you really bad. And with the lead melting pots that have the little handle that you pull down, they usually weigh enough. They're probably one of the safer ways to do it, in my opinion. It's not the fastest way. I have a way that we'll talk about that you can really rip some sinkers out, but it's a lot more dangerous. So
Yeah.
you have to be prepared to do it there. Ashley Brady, welcome. Dale Hayslip, welcome. But safety first.
Absolutely.
Where I've poured sinkers for years in shorts with bare legs. Now, is that smart? No. But when it's hot outside and you're doing it early in the mornings, you do what you do. Yeah, Josh has got some ingots there. But if you're inexperienced, don't do it that way.
No.
It
Wear gloves. Get you.
welding gloves, preferably.
Go to Harbor Freight. Get you some MIG gloves and a welding apron. They're cheap. You'll be out of there under $20.
Yep, and happy you did it.
And they make sleeves. You can go as far as you want to go. I don't wear any of that. Do I get lead on me every once in a while? Yes. Should I wear it? Absolutely, but I don't.
There's a great question. Stan 3 has.
Yeah.
What do you use for lead? So the lead pops out of the mold easier. Smoke them with a candle.
Smoke them with a candle.
You can all. Yep.
Got your lead mold. This one's a coin sinker mold. Just get you a candle and hold that over there.
Yep, that's what I do.
You'll get that soot on that mold,
and it'll pop right out. You can also
pop right out every time.
You can also go in the kitchen and use your wife's spray that she sprays on her cans and stuff, pans to keep stuff from sticking to the side of them. That'll work. You just have to repeatedly put it on there. But you do with the smoke too. Eventually the smoke will come off. But all you got to do is hold over that candle again, smoke it again.
Size matters. That is one of the biggest things with any type of like an egg sinker or sinker with a hole in it. Pulling that pin. What I do, I've got me dump this. I've got me a little bin and I've just put some oil in there. Sometimes I use mineral oil if I have it. Other times I use motor oil because that's usually what I have. And just get your little rag. It's soaked in that oil. Take your pull pin. That's what we're working with tonight. Get you some oil on that pull pin. You're good to go.
You can also smoke them pins and spray them with that other stuff.
Yep.
Will help you with that. And another thing that'll help you with them is not waiting too long to pull that pin out.
No, and if you have one that's like this one has to pull through 7 sinkers.
Yeah.
You can there's nothing stopping you pour 2 or 3, just rotate it one rotation. Then pour 2 or 3 more, rotate it. Then whenever you're ready to get them all poured, you just turn it, yank that out of there, you're good to go.
Yep. I like those better than the little brass ones that goes in the other way on the molds. I always forget to grab the pliers and, get my fingers.
And you get a chest workout pulling that pull pin. So
that's a fact. Skipjack, Cindy, welcome.
Hey, Mark Barnum says beeswax for the sinkers with holes.
That works too.
Yep.
Say,
if you got it.
Honestly, I've even used WD-40.
Oh yeah, anything.
Yeah.
Any kind of lubricant. It's all going to smoke. It's all going to smell.
Yep.
But if it'll let you pull them out there easier. But with me, like I say, as soon as I'm done pouring, I pull that out of there because the hole will be there. And it makes it a lot easier while that lead's on. When it starts to cool off is when it's hard to pull out.
Well, I know we were talking about like the PPE, as Keith from Fishing Stuff would be, wear your PPE, people. But anyway, I agree. Like I pour in flip flops and everything else, and I've learned my lesson with that because I have spilled that over and had that splat. Even though it hit the concrete, that splatter hits your legs.
Still hot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but just make sure that's probably the number one place where you're going to get hit is going to be your legs. So if something falls, but like Lyle said, water is definitely your enemy. Making sure that lead is dry before you start.
Oh yeah. If it's been sitting outside, make sure there's not any water on it at all.
If you've got lead that's been sitting outside, heat it up slow. Because as it comes up to temperature, that water evaporate off of that. And it'll be gone. Water evaporates about 212, 210 degrees. And the lead don't melt till 500 something. So
yeah.
Yep.
Ray Smith been a member for 28 months. Thank you, Ray. We appreciate it so much.
So,
glad to see you in chat. And also, Stephanie is in from Cotton Picking Fishing and Steve Mosley.
So, before we go to jump too far back and forth in the process, so okay, you got your PPE, and I think one thing we didn't touch on that is ventilation. Making sure that you're doing it in a well-ventilated room. You can tell that Josh has got a fan on in the background.
Or outside.
Doing it outside.
I got the door to the shops open right over here behind me. So.
Yeah, you don't want to be closed up or you're going to turn out like Josh.
Oh, my God.
It's too late for me. I'm mad as a damn hatter.
I can relate.
But I think it is important. You're melting and all those fumes coming off the lead is something you got to think about. But after you have your PPE and your safety in mind, all those are checked off. Next, you're going to want to let's talk. What do you think? You're going to talk about cleaning lead first?
Yeah, let's talk about cleaning lead because you do not want to put dirty lead into an electric lead pot.
No, you don't.
You're going to ruin it. But get yourself a cast iron Dutch oven. They're cheap. Take your propane burner, fish fryer or something like that. Take that cast iron Dutch oven, put it on that fish fryer, load all that dirty lead in there, and let it sit and heat. And whatever impurities and trash is in that lead is going to all float up. You got to understand, lead's really dense. That's why it weighs a lot for a small package. All that brass, anything, any trash that's in that lead is going to float up there to the top, skim all that stuff off. And you got good clean lead when you're done. You can flux it, and everybody's got their own opinion on what to flux with. Sawdust works, oil works, paraffin works.
Can you elaborate on your fluxing?
Fluxing?
Yes. What would you call it?
It's separating the dirt from the lead.
No idea what you just said.
Yeah, it's the final step in cleaning that. You're going to skim that stuff off the top, but there's still stuff you can't see in that lead
Oh yeah.
You can pull the impurities out.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, the easiest thing to use is go to Home Depot or Menards or Lowe's or somewhere and buy you a bunch of those toilet wax rings. They're about $1 a piece. And about a quarter of that wax ring will flux a whole Dutch oven full of lead.
Yeah.
So you get three or four pots, maybe 5 or 6 pots even off of one toilet wax ring, and it's $1. So
yep.
you dump that stuff.
Enough.
Yeah, you dump that stuff in, it melts, it goes over the surface of the lead, and then usually to catch fire. And you just let it burn until it burns out, and you'll have this black film at the top of your lead. Skim that stuff off, and you'll be able to see yourself in the lead pot. It'll look like a mirror.
Look like Chad. Have a shiny honey.
Yep, shiny honey.
Oh, I love me a good shiny honey.
We need to welcome Lance McCougar in to
Hey, Lance.
Our sister Betty Jean.
Yep,
Somebody else.
2, 4.
Ray uses paraffin wax.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what we use a lot.
Yep.
You can get a lot of it off without doing that. There's Erwin, the paid tourist, but you won't get it all off.
You won't get it all. And you know what? Even if you do that, you're still going to have trash float to the top of your electric pot. Get you a spoon, dedicate it to lead pot because you're never going to eat off that thing again.
Yeah.
You just scoop that off, throw it in the bucket.
I have a.
That again?
What was that?
You're not supposed to use that to eat with ever again?
Oh no, never.
Well, I mean, you can if you want, but
well, I'm not going to go there.
yeah,
I have a cast aluminum pot that Cindy gave me years ago, and I've been using that thing to melt lead in to make ingots out of for 20 or 25 years, maybe. It's still got a rubber handle on it. Of course, it's this far back from the pot, and you can put a lot of lead in that thing. And that's another way that I melt lead if I'm in a hurry to make sinkers. But that's the best way. Get you a big ladle, cast iron if you can get it, and ladle that stuff up once the dirt and stuff's out of it, and pour it into them cornbread things like Josh has had there. Or I use muffin paint tins.
That's what I own, is the little mini muffins.
Don't get the ones that are soldered in because that'll melt the solder and they'll come out with it. You got to get the ones that are stamped.
Yeah.
You can buy them at any Dollar General store. They all got them. And they work really good. Just don't let them overheat or you'll ruin them. Where do you get your lead? Is the savings
This is a good
worth
question.
the hassle? The savings worth your time and hassle. You're better off to buy it. A lot of people can't get it. I used to have a Pep Boy store that the guys would save it for me in 5-gallon buckets, and they would get 3/4 to all the way full. I couldn't even lift them up, and they'd load them for me they'd put them on a lift for a car, load them up and slide them into the back of my truck. And all the guys that used to work there are now gone, and I can't get it from there anymore, but I have quite a bit left.
Yeah,
but
that's the thing. If you can find a good lead source, because
buying Christmas cards in a hand.
Oh, if you find a good lead source, be good to them.
Yeah, be good to them, and I wouldn't share them too much.
If they tell you to go sit on a flagpole, there's going to be somebody as soon as you're gone that's going to be buying that lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Don't pay too much for lead either. Shop around. Facebook Marketplace. If you type in lead or lead ingots, there's always somebody on selling stuff, and you'll see it anywhere from $1, 50 cents or $1 a pound, all the way up to there was some dude with 25 pounds or with 5 pounds, and he wanted $25 for it. Yes, he wanted $5 a pound.
That's ridiculous.
Which is stupid. So
don't overpay. Some of the other things to think about, is these here are not cheap anymore.
No,
last time I checked them, they were like a little over 50. Yeah, a little over 50.
Yeah, you'll pay almost $50 for one.
And then, with ones like this is an 8-10 ounce coin. You also have to have the eyelets. You got to have the brass eyes to go with these. So that's another added cost. So
yep, I got some of those. You can buy those by the pound. That's the best way to buy them.
It sure is.
Lead is not going. If you're going to start pouring lead to make yourself a few sinkers, just buy from somebody that sells the sinkers. If you're going to make lead that's completely, you'll make every sinker that you're going to use, that's where you start saving money.
Yeah.
You want a handful of sinkers, it's a whole lot cheaper to talk to somebody that sells them. There's plenty of people out there. Brad Caudell sells them, a bunch of others.
And Brad's got really good sinkers
He
and
does.
all kinds of them.
And that's tidal weights.
Tidal weights, that's it.
Need to welcome Creole Catfishing, Stonefly 71, Steve Mosley, Tom LG Bass, Jeff Beal. I think I said Lance. Two Stands Fishing has joined us.
Yeah, $1 a pound's about right.
$1 a pound is if you find clean lead for $1 a pound, that's what I paid today. That's a good price.
That's what I was going to say. It depends on the cleanliness of it, because a lot of times you'll get stuff
That's
where
right.
they pulled it off of roofs and they've got that tar and all kinds of garbage.
And you have to put that out there.
You have like range lead or something that you're going to have to spend some time on. I don't pay $1 a pound for range lead. I don't pay more than about 50 cents a pound for range lead, because it's going to take me a long time to scoop out all those copper jackets and melt those off.
Hello, Brian B. Thank you so much for being a channel for 13 months. Raceway says, if I have a really old cast iron smelting label, you can dump 2 coffee cans full of wheel weight, and it will separate and clean lead from the trash as you.
Oh man,
that would be a lifesaver.
Nice.
Yeah, hold on to that, because
Yeah.
they do not make those like that anymore.
I don't think they do. I seen it. You remember the old smelters that the old time plumbers used to all have at their house from when they worked, and they melted lead and they sweat them copper pipes together, which I don't think anybody uses copper pipes anymore. But all the old time plumbers used to have one of them at their house. My brother's father-in-law had one. I remember going down there as a kid and helping them melt tons of lead and make sinkers when I was real little. And you can't find them anymore. And I seen one online on eBay the other day for sale. They wanted $200 for it and give a list of stuff it needed to make it work. And I thought, holy crap, that's ridiculous.
What do you got going on there?
Nobody says Law probably has tons of it from his racing days. No, I don't have any of that lead anymore. But I remember we used to take Xheavy valve covers, because everybody had 100 of them laying in their backyard, and we'd fill them full of lead that we'd melt and drill holes through them and bolt them on so we could put the weight in the right spots on them stock cars.
Oh man,
Handle right. They weigh 55 pounds per valve cover with the holes drilled in them. And you just weld a bolt on them and then bolt them things on. If you needed more traction on the right rear, it's where you put weight. If you needed it on the other side, you put it on that side. And we'd make them the bolts long enough that you could put 2 on each side. That's catfishing. Welcome. Yeah, I know all about that stuff.
I'm going to change cameras real quick and go over to my lead cam.
Alrighty. Yeah, because we've talked about that. Bye.
He gone.
Bye. He gone.
Yeah.
So we talked about safety and PPEs and
There's Josh.
Well,
talked
trying.
about cleaning lead. I think now Josh is getting ready to switch over to his lead cam.
There we go.
So before you start pouring, Josh, what do you do before you get ready? Actually pour your lead. So what are you doing here?
All right, I'll get all the molds that I'm going to use prepped, and I'm pouring egg sinkers right now. So I've got 2 of the exact same mold, because I can get about 30 pours.
There we go.
I can get about 30 pours before this mold is going to be too hot to handle. So when I do 30, and then I switch over to the other one and let the one cool. So I'll go back and forth. Get your mold ready. Get any inserts, like if you're using like the coin sinkers, you'll get your brass eye inserts. Get you a handful of those.
And
Go
make sure
ahead
you
and
know what size brass eye your mold takes for your
yeah,
core.
and most of them, I know it's gonna be hard to
Yep,
see.
number.
Use number 2 brass wire eyes. Your mold will usually tell if you're buying a do it mold, it's going to tell you
Yep.
what you need hook wise and everything else. But you just load that mold up. The first one you can put them in by hand. After that, you got to have like a screwdriver or something to kind of press them down because you're going to burn yourself. But then you get that in there. Uh, Something like this, especially something with an insert. Before I started actually pouring the sinkers themselves, I'm going to do 2 or 3 just blank pours on this, just to heat this mold up. That way, it's going to give me a better pour. It's going to look better.
Something I do a lot now before I start pouring is I will either set that mold, the metal part, up on top of the lead pour, or I will heat it up with even a hot air gun.
Oh yeah, that'd work.
Just I mean you don't want
You know a lot about it, isn't it?
Yeah, you're full of
Hot air.
Well, I think it's kind of important, because you don't want you're gonna have really crappy shots when you pour it cold, but you also
It look wrinkly.
they get wrinkly, but you also risk too some of these molds of warping the mold.
You gotta get that hot, and that's one of the things you can, if you over pour it, you get the mold too hot. One, you'll set the wood handles on fire.
Yeah,
but you can warp that hinge too, and if you warp these things, they're done.
Yeah, that's fact. They're junk at that time.
Yep.
Yeah,
at that point, you just got a paperweight.
Yeah, you can't straighten them. Stonefly says Barlow's tackle has molds cheaper than Do It has them. Yeah,
really?
they Do It. Well,
Yes, Barlow's tackle will sell them.
Do It can't sell them and undercut their main squeezes. There people that are buying them thousands and thousands of dollars worth of them at a time. They're not going to undercut them guys.
Yeah, Barlow's is awesome, and they'll send you a cool catalog. That's man, you just always sit there and look through all kinds of stuff on that.
Yep.
You picture his head sitting there blowing on them. Yeah. We got our thing in there. Got our pool pen.
Oh, Stan, you're killing me.
I want to congratulate 2 Stans for taking second place behind the Sun in the Monster Cat. Even though they were on the same team, he still got second place.
Yes, Steve.
And they make these little wire cutters too that are great that I use. And actually, you have a pair of them right there on the left side of your screen there, Josh. I got them from work years and years ago, and that's the same exact ones that I use. Those are great for cutting off the excess.
No, they're the best thing going for trimming that tag on these. And just a pair of flush micro cutters.
Yep. They work really well. Kentucky Rednet Outdoors, welcome.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 2 more pours and this mold to be done.
For the night?
Until it cools off, I'll switch over to the other mold.
Oh, okay. Making sinkers is a fun hobby.
It's one that you can do, especially in the wintertime.
When we can't do nothing else.
When you can't do nothing else, sit and make your sinkers and set your box up. Set your box up. Yeah, I mean, go fishing, but sometimes you can't. You're stuck
Fishing at night in the wintertime is not that appealing to me.
All right,
I don't know why, just not. Maybe because it's cold and I don't want to get cold. Dieter Melhorn has joined us in chat. Welcome, Dieter.
Get over there.
All right. Hello, Dieter. I was wondering where you were. All I've seen that you was playing with hot dogs and wieners or something.
Yes, I see. I watched his. What did they say? I watched his video. And he's playing with wieners.
All right, we're gonna reload the lead pot. We'll put our corn in there.
And that stuff will melt faster than you think. If you watch this, you'll
Oh,
see
yeah.
how fast it
There it
really
goes.
does melt. Yeah.
Nope.
So
Now you want to give it once you throw some in, just because that melted, it's not really ready to go yet.
no,
Give it a minute or two for it to stabilize, because you did just cool your pot off when you did that.
that's right.
And give it a little bit. Let's see, we got some trash up here on the top of the lead pot.
That's what he was talking about earlier about scraping it.
Yep. An
Let's
old
get that off
spoon
there.
Just get rid of it. Yep.
We call them. I call that scraping the Brian B's, the impurities.
Yeah, that's not very nice. I like Brian B's, my
Well,
buddy.
he called me a booger picker earlier.
He did. Mark Barnum says Nate at Jackal Bandit grew his business from molding sinkers. He did. He would go live for hours and hours
Yeah, I remember that.
on night, and people would stop in there, and he'd give away sinkers because he'd have 500-600 people watching him pour sinkers and do nothing else, just talk. And he'd get up, and I think he got up to let his mold school off, but hell, his butt may have been tired, or his legs from standing. But he'd walk around and show everybody what he had in his shop that he had for sale and give them pricing on it. He'd give away a few sinkers. Like I say, it was nothing to see him have 500 or 600 viewers. Dieter wants to know, what temperature does lead melt at? I missed that part.
About 550 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I was going to say 600, but I think you're probably more closer to right.
I was just going to say hot. Because I honestly don't know.
We were talking earlier about PPE, and that mold cooled off. We were talking earlier about PPE. You're going to get lead on you. You're going to get lead on your hands, on your legs, whatever. And it sucks. It's inconvenient. But if you get it in your eyes, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Mark says the melting point of lead is 327.5 Celsius or 621.5 Fahrenheit.
Thank you, Big Ranch.
I told y'all it was hot.
It is hot. No BS catfishing. Welcome. Shame. You're not wearing gloves. You better have on safety glasses.
Nope, I don't have safety glasses on either.
It's one of them do as we say, not as we do type.
Yeah.
Peter.
Pretty much.
I have to wear a sort of safety glasses because I can't. I'm afraid I won't be able to see it and miss the hole and down there shooting that lead through there, and it'd get on my hand. So I'm going to be wearing glasses doing it. But yeah, if you've got some kind of like a mask they use to shoot paint with or something, that'd also be a good idea. Nobody wears one.
Be bad.
Good idea. Josh does have vent in the fan going. He's got all that going.
Yeah, I got the door. I got the door open over here, and got the fan blowing towards the door. So it's making an air current.
That stuff, it is horrible. Yep, Creel, we went through that earlier. That's a valid statement. Any water or moisture will pop and cause major problems.
Oh Lord, yeah, you don't ever want water in the thing.
Like I said at the beginning of the show. Yeah, a bead of sweat will cause you grief.
Yes, it explodes. It literally explodes.
It sure does.
Saying do not smoke, eat, or drink without washing your hands with working with this. Yeah, pull Stan's comment up there because he's right.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a fact.
Don't go fix yourself a sandwich or nothing like that. Don't sit out here and munch on pizza while you're pouring lead.
I used to smoke when I poured it, but we was very careful about how to do it and always had gloves on. I pulled the gloves off to smoke. But that was a long time ago because I haven't smoked in 5 years.
Good job, buddy. Good job. I'm proud of you.
It's tough.
I really am. It is.
I can be done. It can be done. Just like catching flies. I catch more flies every day than most people can imagine.
Oh man,
Chad draws them.
Yeah, I do. I've got 2 of those out back now, Lyle. I'll put another one out there today.
Are they doing any good?
Oh yeah, I came home, went out after work today, and there's already about a dozen of them in the new one.
Stonefly says fumes can mess with your eyes also, and that's a fact.
Yeah.
They can.
Lead's some nasty crap. Don't get me
It
wrong.
really is, and that's why they, I understand why they try to make it illegal, but you can't. There's been too much of it already dispersed in the waters and stuff.
Yeah.
And fish don't eat lead. I mean, not intentionally, anyhow.
I had somebody one day talking about banning lead fishing tackle and whatnot because
You can't do it.
they saw something that eagle ate it and it died or something like that.
Yeah.
There are more eagles killed by those wind turbines than there are by lead
That's
every year.
exactly right. There's a great one right there. Kentucky Redneck Outdoors. 7 years since I quit smoking.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
That is awesome. But yeah, lead, a good I guess picture of what lead can do to you is that, if you look at somebody like Matt from Wanna Be Outdoors and all the paint chips that he used to eat as a child,
That's
be
true.
careful with it.
It is. That's right. SS Jello Chicken says use lead soap to remove lead from hands. I've not ever heard of that, but
I've not heard of that.
That works.
I'm gonna have to look at that.
Creel says he used a drill press to open up the spouts on his little sinker molds, makes pouring a little easier.
That's a good idea. That's a real good idea.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing. Like, I know, that's not the right one. Yeah, this mold here.
What is that? Bank sinkers.
For the bank sinkers, you can use. What size is it? I usually keep a drill. I can't remember what size bit it is, but to drill out that hole so they'll go on my sinker slides and stuff.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
You gotta. It's just a little too small for them sinker slides to slide into.
Crappie 922 Crappie Barbecue says I quit smoking once. 2 weeks later, my wife threw a pack at me. I think she either bought life insurance or I was a My wife done that to me a couple of times. She would get so mad at me bitching about everything. She'd just go get me a pack, and that just fired me right back up. But the thing about quitting smoking is you got to do it for you. You can't do it because somebody wants you to, or a doctor says it's bad for you. Because if you're like me, you believe about half what them clowns say, and the rest of it's just a money grab. But when you get tired of it, you had enough, you just lay them down, you're done. That's just the way it works.
Yeah. Lyle, you know what I do when Dee gets mad?
Say yes, ma'am.
No, I just drape a towel over her neck like a cape. That way she can be super mad.
And you think she's going to go with you and look at a boat Wednesday?
That's like that time we were making Oreo balls for the thing at work. Christina's making Oreo balls, and she's got this big old thing of melted chocolate. And I decided I'm going to put some peanut butter in that thing. And
I like the way you're thinking.
And so I got caught, and she told me not to do it. So I threw the peanut butter spoon in the sink. And then she went off for a little bit, and I thought I was going to do it again. So I got another spoon and started trying to make another one. Needless to say, I got caught again. And so then I threw it the other side of the sink, which I guess had some clean dishes in it that were just drying. And she got all over me for that. And she told me she finished her thought with, "And I am not happy." And so I asked, "Which one are you then?" And she proceeded to hit me with a kitchen towel.
Josh, you want to show them which ones you're making right now?
Yep.
You're doing some stuff for your
eBay store probably. But we are making 1/8 ounce egg sinkers right now.
Why 1/8 ounce?
We're making these will
for dragon
turned into dragon weights.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So is that the only sinker that mold makes is 1/8 ounce?
No, it's a double edged mold. It makes 1/8 and it makes quarters.
Okay.
Oop, hey. Don't be doing that.
That's right.
So let me get a.
Safety, Josh, safety.
Now, on this type of melting pot that Josh has,
I think there's a little old 1/8 ounce egg sinker.
every once in a while they'll start dripping, and if you see on the back of his handle, there's a screw that goes in there, and you screw that back and forth, and that will clean out the stinger that goes down through the bottom. Yeah, and it'll clean that hole out, and the dirt will get out of the way, and it'll quit dripping.
Yeah, you don't. Every once in a while, something will get hung up in there, and man, it'll make a stream of lead before you know what's going on.
That's right.
Man,
Stan says until your desire to quit is bigger than your desire to smoke, you're going to keep smoking. 100% correct. 100% correct.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
Who do we appreciate? Lyle. Sorry. But I tell you what, it can be a very relaxing thing to do. Is set
it is.
And you can stock up. Well,
yeah.
Let's face it. If you're fishing in Mississippi or Missouri River when it's full of water, I got a 24-ounce mold and a 20-ounce bank sinker mold. And I've had a lot of times when they wouldn't hold you. And when you're losing that big of weights, you know, they cost a lot of money. And you need to make your own or you can't afford them. Look. Do you know what I do when Chad says something stupid? I put a towel around his neck and pull both sides to choke the stupid out of.
Stop telling people what I'm into.
That's kind of rough.
You know, she's in the living room blushing right now.
Creo says if your wife needs to cool off after an argument, tape the button on the sink sprayer. When the faucet is turned on, she'll immediately be cooled off by cold water.
Yeah.
How many times can you do that, Jeremy?
You can do it a bunch.
I'm not so sure.
Usually, if your wife's getting out of hand, if you tell her she's behaving just like her mother, she'll usually calm down.
Will she go in and fix you a sandwich and say she's sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bet.
And with that, folks, if you aren't liking this show, there's 71 of you beautiful people. We got 41 thumbs up. We appreciate the thumbs up.
We'll give you real good catfishing advice, but our marital advice, take it with a grain of salt here. With us.
I might start a whole new channel with these guys, marriage tips with Josh and Lyle.
I bet we'd go viral if we did.
That's a fact, and that is so true. Jeremy. Here's a better one yet. Christina says, Jeremy, you're dead if Josh tries that.
She said, Jeremy, you're a dead coon ass if Josh tries that.
D says, do not take that advice.
Oh, that's funny. Apparently, Creo says twice is the limit.
Man, oh man.
All right, let's see here.
And just like that, the thumbs up start flying in. We're up to 50.
Stonefly says, lost my last 10-ounce bank sinker the other day. Only mold I don't have. Well, that's too bad because 10 is real popular for me.
Yeah, 10's a...
Oh, you said bank. I have the coin.
10 and 12s are 8s. Yeah. I like all those real well.
I like these because I use these for anchored and suspend drifting. But I also like there's some egg-shaped ones like that.
No BS Catfishing says, warning, we are not responsible for your death from advice.
But they actually have a swivel instead of just a brass eye.
That's correct.
I like those.
It's all mine, says, men, if you value your life, never try any of these suggestions.
Well, sometimes it's fun
Hey.
to live. You just gotta live in the moment.
After so many years, you just start getting more brave, and you just don't care. I mean, D and I will be married 15 years on November 1st, and now I'm to the point where I'm like, I know she can't do no better now.
Oh boy, here we go.
I mean, look at me. I mean, come on now.
I need 10 more pour. I need 10 more pours on that, and I'll have 100 pours. So,
Mr. Beaver says your wife is mad. Just sneak out and fish. It's worth it
if you're strong enough.
Oh man.
Yeah,
What did Austin do?
Oh man,
we'll start trimming here in just a
getting
minute.
mesmerized. He's getting in that flow, and I'm like,
Well, you get in the rhythm when you're
Yeah.
pouring them, and it doesn't matter if you're using one of those to pour with or if you're using the ladle. And if you get in that rhythm,
You do
welding gloves all the time when I'm pouring, and I'll pour that, and when they're hot enough that I can feel it through those welding gloves, I put that down and I grab another mold and just keep rolling.
Yeah, that's now I will say this small pot, this little 10-pound pot, this bottom pour thing is good for sinkers up to maybe 5 ounces.
Yeah,
After that,
you need a 20.
yeah, they start looking. They'll get a bunch of striations in them.
Yeah.
But that's where I've got that other pot there. That's a 20-pound ladle pour. And so like 16 ounces and stuff like that, it gets poured with a ladle because you can pour it faster.
Josh, do you have any sinker pouring songs that you sing?
No, not really.
I've been pouring out the lead all the ding long day.
No,
This
can't say that I
little-
do.
Let's face it, Chad. You don't have any either.
Yeah.
Well, we can listen to some Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. Maybe we could do This Little Lead of Mine.
I don't know. That's kind of sacrilegious.
Okay. We got that taken care of.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Oh, Lord.
I thought I was done with that, so I let him back in. It was a little too early.
Yeah.
LG Bass says, if your wife is mad at you, go buy another fishing rod. She will still be mad, but you'll have another fishing rod.
That's good advice, Tom.
That's about as good as advice as it gets.
You know what? I got up Sunday morning and I drove all the way to Rising Sun, Indiana, and I got me 2 brand new skipjack rods, Lyle.
Well,
Because
What kind did you get?
I got the Chasing Jacks. So if you go on to Facebook and you search Chasing Cats, they sell rods, but their skipjack rods are sweet. And we went down to Bama, and I got this rod at CatCon, and didn't get to really use it all year for skipjacking. We went down there, tore them up that morning, went back, ate, got up the next morning, went to fish, and it just disappeared. We think somebody stole the rod. My rod and reel disappeared down in Bama.
wow.
Oh, man.
We think that when we were out to eat, that somebody grabbed it out of my back of my truck.
That's some dirtbag people, man.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
We won't talk
about drinking 31 years ago. Congratulations.
That's awesome, Norman.
What's that? Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny Stone says, I make sinkers strictly for myself. I don't worry about strategization because I lose the sinkers as fast as I
Yeah.
I've been there, man. I really have. I've had days when you couldn't keep them unsnagged. It didn't matter what you're doing. And let's face it, if you think about it, most of the time when you hang up, it's the sinker that's hung up, not the hook or anything else. The sinker has got between two rocks or in a crack in a revetment or in a tree. Usually it's the sinker that's caused you the grief. Um, if you can, if you use sinkers that you can attach to a swivel or something else and run a line dropper line down of a lighter weight and just lose the sinker, I highly recommend that.
You'll get a lot more rigs back that way.
Yeah, because hooks are expensive.
If you want to get carpal tunnel, that's how you get carpal tunnel. So.
Yep. Fishing in Mid-South says, I quit drinking last night. It's only temporary. Oh, man.
So what I'm doing here, show it off. That's the egg sinkers. That's the part we're going to keep. That's the little, look like a chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Eat it.
But it's lead. I'm not going to eat it.
Lick it.
No, because I don't want to. I like you, but I don't want to be like you 100%.
I can relate to that. Cindy says, new rods cure all. They kind of do.
What you do, you end up cutting all these things off, all these little lead chocolate chips, and you throw them back in the lead pot.
And redo them. That's right. And anything else that's lead. You come across, there's a lot of things that you come across that just have your bucket sitting around your house. There's a lot of lead you throw away.
Yeah, and I tell you what, if you go down, like if you fish around back behind the dams and stuff where the water's going up and down, anytime the water gets down real low, go out there and walk around. You'll find big old bank sinkers and everything else that guys have lost. And you can carry a bucket down there and come home with 5 or 10 pounds of lead real easy. That's
exactly right. And right now, say Lake Ozark, not Lake Ozark especially, but Truman Lake is so low. We went looking for spots last week. I found an antique fishing lure that somebody had caught or picked up off of the low part of the lake, and it was laying on a picnic table. Nobody was around. They just left it there. I assume they got hung up on it reeling in because one of the treble hooks on it was broken. So I just picked it up and put it in the truck, and I haven't cleaned it up to see what kind of diving plug it was, but it'd been in there a long time.
Oh, and just so everybody knows that Mark will not be going live tonight. He posted that on Facebook.
Yep, hope that.
But yeah, you can take, and I mean, lead pouring is, I mean, you'll buy one mold. You'll buy the mold that whatever. If you use no roll sinkers the most, buy you that mold first. But you're going to end up buying a bunch of molds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you get it, you're going to buy more.
You'll buy more.
I'm getting ready to melt some lead and pour some jigs, and I'm going to do 1/32 ounce big heads because I'm looking for a 1/16 ounce mold. I don't have one, and that's what we're going to do. Danny says I picked up 3-pound coffee can full of thinkers yesterday. The Mississippi is low.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, guys, if you're wanting to find lead, like I said, Facebook Marketplace is probably about the best spot. You can go talk to tire shops, but most of the wheel weights anymore, they're not lead.
No.
And what you really have to worry about is a lot of them are zinc, and zinc will melt at just a little bit higher temperature than lead, and it'll melt when you're doing your cleaning process out on the fish fryer, but when you throw it in the electric lead pot, it won't melt.
It won't melt. Don't get hot enough. Yeah.
It'll get smushy. It's almost like a cat poop in the sandbox kind of thing.
I think Creole might be in trouble.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
He says, okay, no more marriage advice.
He must have got smacked.
That or she's insistent on the house now.
Yeah, those tricks he's been playing, he was probably like, do it one more time, and I better have the deed to that house that you're building. Anybody got any other questions or thoughts on pouring? And
Yeah, that'd be the time to. Because now we're in the part where I'm just sitting here picking this. I mean,
oh, okay, D timed him out.
So now's a good time for lead questions.
Yeah. Any lead questions? Hopefully we've not led you astray.
Boo.
Oh,
73 people, 54 thumbs up. We thank you very much. We'd love to see that match every once in a while.
absolutely. If you haven't become a subscriber, please do. If you like the content we bring you each and every week, and we would love to have you a subscriber. And if you really like what we do, you can join the group we have by clicking on the button down in the bottom. There's a link to it in the description.
Hold on, Jeremy. I will take care of that. Laura
doesn't know how to misbehave. There you go.
That's right.
Just FYI, but Jeremy has been
Nothing but love.
Nobody likes the rat, Chad. Nobody likes the rat.
Catfish Weekly.
Snitches get stitches, Chad.
Stainless Fishing says, how do you put the split in split shots? The mold makes it for you.
Yeah, the mold. Yeah, I do not have a split shot mold.
I don't either.
It's not. I've never really been inclined to buy one because split shots are kind of cheap at the store.
Yeah.
John, I'd like to like tackle fishing. Matt, send me a message. We can make it happen. I don't plug my sales much on Catfish Weekly, and I don't hardly plug it on my own channel either. But if you do get on eBay and look up Boneheads, you can usually find my dragon weights on there. It's about all I make anymore. It's about all I have time to do. So
if anybody has a chance, they can throw Josh's link up there for the remainder part of the show in case somebody needs lead or hooks or all of the stuff that he does sell.
Danny, we're just talking about sinkers in general, really, but we figure we talk about pouring and whatever. What do you got, buddy? What do you got?
Lay it on us.
What we got? Yeah, send it, Danny.
I mean, you got to think too. You don't just have to use lead sinkers. I tell you what, I got an uncle that he uses nuts and bolts, spark plugs.
Spark plugs. Everybody's dad used to have.
I was gonna say they use spark plugs all the time back in the day.
Spark plugs for years in the rocks. They get them. Spark plugs get hung up in them rocks, and 2-pound test line on them, it'd break the line off just to tie another knot.
Yeah, and what else are you gonna do with a spark plug you've took out of something? It's worthless anyway. So.
Look here, Laura DeFore.
Laura DeFore has joined us. We appreciate you. Nice to see you.
I get a message stating you are acting up. Just because you are in Arkansas doesn't mean I can't go up there and tear you up.
Chad, that ain't right, man.
Welcome, Laura. Welcome.
With friends like me, you know.
I know, right? Now I will pose a question. Well, we got 75 people still watching. I get out here and I start pouring lead, and usually I turn on music and just sit here and jam, and I think I sound good singing, but I really don't. So y'all don't want to hear that. But if people are interested, I'll start going live on my channel when I pour lead. If nobody's interested in that, I'll keep doing it the way I'm doing it. But
I tell you what,
I'd kind of be curious, just kind of see in chat if anybody'd watch that or not. So
absolutely.
I gotta say, Josh, that I've heard you, and in my opinion, you sound like a mix of Fergie, and Baby Jesus.
Well, I've been called the songbird of my generation. That's how good I am.
Danny Stone says, I have a ton of torn up cast nets. What about using those weights to make dragging sinkers? Thoughts?
They work perfect.
They work
Yeah,
perfect now, unless some of the new ones. I understand some of the new ones are made out of zinc.
Yeah, but it's still their
All of
weight.
the old ones
Some of
were made out of lead.
them are plastic.
Yeah, they're usually plastic coated zinc.
Yeah.
Yeah, even then, they're mostly. I mean, they've got that lead line, or they've got that line running through them. Cut out however many you need to make, and string them on a thing, and make a dragon weight.
Lord of Four says Creel's halo was bending to horn. I can promise. LG Bass says used to use spark plugs as lure retrievers on deep diving crankbaits.
Oh yeah, plug knocker.
Yep.
Interesting.
D trying to help Laura.
And just for the nerds like me, I poured 700 of these things during the show. So
Wow.
Wow.
Christina Dunnigan says Josh isn't a bad singer. I like listening to him sing while he plays guitar, but he's too hard on himself. Maybe we need to.
Nobody wants to hear me sing. But I tell you what, Chad can sing pretty good. I was playing the guitar one night before the show started, and Chad was singing along to it, and it was pretty good.
No, I can't sing. See, I can't sing worth a lick. Shut up, Josh. We'll be putting together a band, the Catfish Weekly Band.
We'll start a band.
Hey, Lyle's got drums.
I can do that. Lord of Forces, I swear, I leave him alone for a few hours and already acting like children.
You know, Laura, normally I wouldn't have had to, had to tell on him, but he was going to get a lot of guys in trouble. That's all I got to say.
He was handing out advice, and I put a disclaimer out there. I said, we'll give good fishing advice, but go from there. Up there's JG Hill. We start talking about drum.
Yep.
See you, drummer?
Yeah, we're talking about starting a band.
There we go.
We'll start a band. We'll call it Free Beer. Man, we'll sell out every place we go.
3 beers?
Free beer.
Free beer.
Oh,
imagine
free
that
beer.
Yeah, imagine that they put it on the sign. You play some bar and it says tonight free beer. Everybody would show up.
Danny Stone says, "Oh, now singing drunk around a campfire with Josh. I just got my bucket list."
Josh,
Mendota next year. It's
next
on.
year at Mendota, you got to bring your guitar.
I will do that.
Pontoon Joey says, "Need more harmonica."
No.
No harmonicas.
No harmonica.
He said a band is a way better idea than the marriage advice was given. You're probably right about that.
You say that, and Christina, and Cindy, and Laura, but all four of you, you've got like long-term commitments here that you just are like, oh my God, I love that man. So we must be doing something right.
Creole Catfish says Laura could give Ann Wilson a run for her money.
I don't know who Ann Wilson is.
I don't either, but I'm not ever going to argue against Laura. She needs a house.
Yeah.
She got a frowny face too.
Ann Wilson is an American singer and songwriter, best known as the lead singer of the rock band Heart.
Oh, okay.
Now I know who it is.
I've heard of the band. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah. Didn't ever know that's what her name was. Wasn't a big fan of theirs.
Josh on the guitar is good. Josh on the fiddle needs more practice and a better fiddle.
Josh needs a better fiddle. Yeah. Who said that? My wife?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't picked up the fiddle in a long time.
Barracuda is right.
I drag the fiddle out every once in a while, but yeah, she's right. I need a better fiddle.
when I was growing up playing bands and dances and stuff as a kid, there used to be an old time fiddle player. And
did he have a fiddle made of gold?
no, but he was an old man, and he was as good a fiddle player as I ever met. And I would go play with him on Wednesday nights just to stay in touch with what he done. He was that good. And there we go. I'd show up down there and get set up, and there'd be 5 or 6 guys with guitars or banjos or whatever they had that would come out just to play with him on Wednesday nights, because that way we could just stay in tune, because he was that well known and thought of. And
Yeah, we used to.
done that for years.
They had a little community center in this little bitty town up the road from us. And, folks used to get together there every once in a while and play music, and you kind of run what you brung kind of thing.
Well, here's a better one. Or as good.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I have sang karaoke one time, and I was forced.
Yeah.
I was told we were not allowed to leave unless I did.
Oh wow. Creel says, Lord, got a standing ovation.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
They just told me to go ahead and leave. They was like, all right, you can leave now, please. Before you want to sing another.
Man, if you get a standing ovation, you've done something right.
Yeah, I usually sound better the more I drink. So
I always thought I did too.
Yeah, me too. Laura, did did Jeremy sing after you? I heard he sang something like, what's that song? Womp, womp. There it is. I can see that. That'd be more of Jeremy's.
I'm thinking Jeremy was singing the Chocolatite song.
The what?
Chocolatite song.
I don't
think I know that song.
You need to look it up.
Oh, great. Now they're talking about doing a karaoke bar at freaking CatCon.
At CatCon, there we go. We'll start the karaoke booth at CatCon, and you just come.
Laura, you're laughing. Can he sing the Chocolatite song, Laura?
What the hell are you talking about?
The guy sings about
the
Butt and the Butt Sisters. Come on, man.
I thought I saw Bugman say he was going to bring the accordion.
Oh, there we go.
We
can get our Weird Al on.
I was going to say we can do some like Amish Paradise and stuff.
Yeah. We have totally got off track. So
we are. It's 9:15 now. So
yeah, but we're in Mark's time. We're in Mark's time slot now. So now we can just do whatever. So
true. What would be a good size jig head for bluegill? I would go probably
30 second.
30 second? Yeah.
Anything from 1/64 to 1/8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But 1/32 is, I wouldn't say it's standard, but it's kind of midstream.
Yeah.
And I think it's more dependent on hook size than it is the weight of the jig head. Because you can put, on all these molds, you can put bigger or smaller hooks in the mold. Get you a real small, tiny hook on that thing, and you're good to go. Oh, yeah.
I bet Jeremy can sing. Honestly, thinking about it.
There we
Danny
go.
Stone says Amos Moses would probably be more Creole style. Yeah,
Amos Moses would be good. Christina's right. I always want to do that song. It was a Conway and Loretta Lynn song. So you're the reason our kids are ugly.
Oh, man.
Look it up. Look it up after the show. It's a funny song. I highly recommend it. It's Conway Twitty. You can't go wrong with Conway. So.
No, you cannot. One of the greatest of all times.
Oh, yeah.
Laura says Creel can actually sing. He used to play in a band.
I kind of figured he might.
Yeah. He knew too much about it.
That's where I know Jeremy from.
The Chocolatite Band?
No, he was in the Backstreet Boys. I don't know about his age. Maybe he was in a New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, they'd be bored. Yeah, New Kids on the Block.
Just because he was just
Oh man! Don't mess
older
with
than
my
me.
toot.
Oh, I just got a bad pain behind my ear.
I think that we're off topic by just a touch.
Maybe
No.
just a smudge.
You-
Yeah.
We did really well for a long time, and then you guys just went abruptly
You
sideways.
guys,
Yeah.
Ed, how dare you?
The back alley boys. Nah, I ain't even going there. I ain't even going there. 920 or
The
Carbon
Bayou
Nation Talk.
Boys.
All right, we've got silence now. Let's call it
Creole's lesser known boy band from the 90s, the Bayou Boys.
the Bayou Boy.
Danny Stone says, here's a fun fact. Conway Twitty was the first person other than her parents to hold Stacy the day she was born.
Stacia.
Oh,
Stacia.
wow.
That's a huge deal right there.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Oh, he was okay. So Jeremy was in that cover band. It was an NSYNC cover band. It was called Instinct.
I think it was called Pickle Park Players, and so does Bugman.
Oh, no, that's Mark.
Oh, excuse me.
All right. You guys got anything else?
We've got, let me go to the brand tab real quick. I didn't have time to do the bragging board all the way, but we had 3 submissions here. We had one up until about an hour before the show, and then I got 2 more. So we're going to bring them up as an overlay, and I'll talk about them. We do them live. So.
Okay.
Ooh, alive.
First up, Mr. Danny Stone with a 14-pound piebald catfish. He caught that one during Creole's Live this weekend. Awesome looking fish. Gotta like those piebald cats.
Yeah, you gotta love them.
I've never caught one still.
I still haven't caught one. I want one. And up next we have Bumpin' Mike Greenwell. That is a 32-pound blue cat he caught during Palmetto's monster hunt, the first night of the Palmetto's monster hunt.
You sure that wasn't a 39?
No, I'm positive it wasn't the 39.
Why?
Because there's the 39. Mikey texted me those literally about an hour before the show. Congratulations, Mikey. Mikey held on to he had the big fish for the first night of the monster hunt. And
then Tuesday and cheated and took stand 3 with him.
Oh, well.
Cheater.
Danny says Chad's band should be called Stink Bait.
Big Mountain Fudge Cake.
Oh, that too.
I'm sorry we talking about food again.
So, guys, don't forget, you can send in the pictures on the. Let me find that here real quick. Boom. There we go. Right. There we go. Got the bragging board information there. If you come up with a nice fish, send it in. Pics at theweekendangler.com. We'll get it. Hello.
It don't have to be a really big fish. It just has.
It don't have to be a big fish. It's got to be something. I'm
It don't
proud of
have
every
to be a
fish I
catfish.
catch. So.
It could be one of them nasty old drum or gar or anything.
There's basically one stipulation about your fishing bit. Fish pick submissions is don't let it look or resemble or be at a pay lake.
No pay lakes. If you're doing the pay lake pose, everybody pretty well knows what that looks like. You got the fish laid out, you're barely touching it, you're kneeling 5 feet behind it. If it looks like a pay lake, I'm not going to take the chances of people thinking that we support that kind of stuff. So it'll go in the trash. But wow, I don't know how I did that.
Well, 922. I'm glad you enjoyed them and glad you caught some fish on them. That's awesome. We'll look forward to having you in the next tournament.
Yeah, we got the couples tournament kicks off this weekend. Oh, excuse
Yeah,
me.
I'm kind of wondering how we're going to end up on that one. So
Yeah, I'm wondering. We got several openings left. I'm kind of shocked to see that, but we have 3 openings Saturday and Sunday this weekend. And then the 23rd, I think we have 2 openings, and then the 24th is full. So if anybody out there has a significant other and wants to fish in that, again, we do these things to help raise money for different causes. So, we're still looking for people to participate in that.
we'll be there
And-
fishing. I think we're signed up for Sunday. So
All right. Well, and in case they're watching tonight, I also forgot that I wanted to say this earlier, but over at the Rising Sun tournament, we got to meet a couple people that watch Catfish Weekly and the Bait Shop each and every week. They hate all the other shows because they said the 2 that I'm on is the best. I mean, their words, not mine, Lyle. I promise. But I believe their last name is Woolley. They had I don't know if they placed in the money, but they were pretty close. I think they might have been within 20 pounds of being in the money of the top 20. So they did a great job. I hope you guys are watching, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Lord of Force says, I use the couple tournament bribe for Creo to weed eat around the house. Whatever it takes, Laura.
That's
Whatever it takes.
Oh, Greenwell there. I knew Greenwell was going to be listening, saying the boat chair girlfriend is ready to go.
There we go.
Yep, a big shout out to Nina for winning and advancing to the Panfish Nation Championship.
oh, Nina did excellent Saturday.
Whooped it. Did great.
Nina was on fire.
So, other than that, we'll see you guys Thursday night.
And Wednesday night.
Yeah, Wednesday night.
Fish Nation. Wednesday.
What's on Wednesday night?
Thursday night, the bait shop. We'll be back here next Monday night on Catfish Weekly.
All right.
There's a lot of other shows. I just can't remember them all anymore. There's too many. There's at least 2 or 3 every night. And I can't remember them all. I can't remember when the times for them are, and I'm not going to write them down. So the ones I remember is the ones we'll talk about, and anybody has anything else, they can post it in chat.
Yep.
Sounds good to me. All right. Anything else, fellas, before we kick it out?
I don't think so. Thanks to ladies for joining us. It's awesome to have all the ladies that join us in chat, Laura and Dee and Jody and Annette, Michelle, and all of them that come in and help us out, especially when they're getting on their guys a little bit, which makes it fun for us.
I tell you what, if you are a lady that will be fishing in the couples showdown the next 2 weekends, you might want to tune in Thursday night because I got a surprise that you will be battling for. So I'll see you Thursday night.
There we go.
All right. Have a good rest of your all's week, everybody. If you did not, please hit that thumbs up on your way out. We greatly appreciate it. We love you very much. We'll see you later on this week.
Have a great week, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.